So the very first thing we're going to do is go to dart.dev/git-dart. And this is going to be the page to help you install Dart. The page does tell you that if you are using Flutter, you don't need to install Dart, as Flutter contains the full Dart SDK. And while we will get into Flutter later in this course, for right now, let's go ahead and install the Dart SDK. So if you scroll down the page, you'll find your platform-specific instructions for installing Dart. On Windows, you'd click the Windows tab. On Linux, the Linux tab. And on Mac, the Mac tab. I have a Mac, so let's follow these instructions now. I already have Homebrew installed, so I'll go ahead and run the commands. You'll see a small warning here. You shouldn't see this probably, but I haven't cleaned up Homebrew in a long time. So ignoring this warning or this error, the commands will actually still succeed and we'll still have Dart installed. I promise I'll clean it up one day. Now let's go back to our browser and grab the next command, brew install Dart, and let's run that as well. Homebrew continues to yell at me, but you can see that my Dart is already installed and up to date. Yours might look slightly different as you're installing it for the first time. Let's go back to dart.dev and look at some of the other commands that are available here. So we can see that we can use brew upgrade Dart if we want to upgrade to a new release of Dart. We can switch locally between installed releases using brew switch. And it does warn you that if you're using Homebrew 2.6 or greater, brew switch was removed, and they give you commands right here to switch instead. Now we'll go ahead and navigate to flutter.dev, and this is the website for the framework for building mobile, desktop, and web applications with Dart. In the top right, you can go ahead and click Get Started. And this will take you to the install page. Follow the install instructions for your operating system. I've clicked on Mac, and I'm going to scroll down, and you can see here that we can get the Flutter SDK by downloading the zip, cd into development, and then unzip it, and then finally add Flutter to your path. Go ahead and follow the install instructions now. Make sure that you add Flutter to your path. You can do this for your current terminal by executing the command in my terminal, but you probably want to add that to your bash rc or your zshell rc file. If we go back to the Flutter webpage, we can see additional commands for the Flutter tool that we just installed. Let's go ahead and run Flutter Doctor now. Flutter Doctor takes our local Flutter environment and audits it to make sure that everything is set up properly. You'll see a lot of information from this, and you might see some things that are kind of concerning, specifically around Android licenses or Xcode not being set up properly. For now, that's okay, and we'll set those up as we get into the Flutter section of our course. Now that we have everything set up, let's go ahead and open your favorite IDE. For now, I'll be using Visual Studio Code. Go ahead and create a new project. And in that project, we're going to create a new file called main.dart. Go ahead and type the following into main.dart. Feel free to pause the video and take your time to look over the source code. We won't cover exactly what it's doing just yet, but we will in the next lesson. For now, we just want to make sure that we have a running program by the time we finish. Let's go back to our terminal, and I'm going to change directory into my new project directory. It's called Dart Tutorial. And now I'm going to ls, and I'll see my main.dart file. Great. We can run dart --help to see all of the options available with our Dart tool. We can also see that we have an available command called run, which we're going to go ahead and use now to run our program. Great. Our program has written hello world to the console. While this isn't the most exciting program, I do promise that we'll build more exciting things as we go further in through the course. Thanks for setting up your development environment with me. I look forward to having you back for the next tutorial in which we'll talk about some of the Dart tools that you have at your disposal.